Mayhem at Impact Field. It was 7-5 Dogs with 2 strikes and 2 outs and the bases loaded. And Correll Prime did that. A grand slam off of the former big leaguer, turning a 2-run deficit into a 2-run lead. And now the Milkmen look to close it out. Bottom 9, it's Kowalczyk in a Milwaukee call to the bullpen.
Yeah, the Milkmen closer Kowalczyk with 8 saves on the season. Pitched last night, gave up a run, struck out 3. Dogs need 2, and they got 3, 4, 5 here in the 9th.
Well, there's the hero for now. Correll Prime puts Milwaukee up 2. But as you just alluded to, my friend, the 3-4-5 for the Dogs is pretty darn good. Ryan Lidge, all-star catcher, drove in a run on a sac fly in the 4th and also a double in the 3rd. Facing Kowalczyk, who pitched the 10th inning last night. He struck out 3 and gave up 1 hit, 1 run. This is a rip to right field and down. Tying run comes to the dish on a Lidge single.
That's how you want to get it started. Come right back and get that lead man on. Now KC, we all know, I mean, he's already done it once tonight. KC has that power to tie this game with 1 swing of the bat.
It's always Kowalczyk. The only Dogs walk-off of the season was Kowalczyk walking Casey Hobson with the bases loaded. Last night it was Kowalczyk in extras, and tonight it's Kowalczyk in the 9th. Casey Hobson, chopper to short, and it's booted. Lidge gets to second. Still no 1 out.
Now, Sam, that right there is what happens when your starting shortstop gets thrown out of the game in the top of the 9th inning. That ball hit to the new shortstop, Maglio Ordonez Jr., and he bobbles it. Dogs have 2 on with 1 out. Nobody out.
And Stevie Wilkerson at the dish, who has already been a hero this season. And Gary, on Tuesday night, he came up in the top of the 9th. With the bases loaded and the Dogs down, he hit a grand slam. How quickly the tables can turn in a rivalry game.
Yeah, and just like that, the Dogs have the momentum again.
It was 7-5, Dogs on top with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Grand slam turned it around. And Wilkerson, that's a home run cut. Strike 1 for the former Oriole, who has a double. Also a home run last night against the Milkmen. Two on, no 1 out. And Wilkerson hits this high in the air, deep into the left field corner. This is back and just foul for Stevie Wilkerson. A loud strike 2.
Loud strike 2 onto the patio seats down there down the left field line.
And those aren't the seats you want to hit it to.
No. Gave it a ride, but just sliced foul.
A tease.
We saw that in the 2nd inning with Casey Hobson, and then the next pitch he had a home run. More of the same here, hopefully.
That's ball 1. Screamer at the feet. Dogs have a man at 2nd and a man at 1st. They're just joining, a single for Lidge and then a Chad Sedio error, putting 2 on for the Dogs. One ball, 2 strikes. That's a ground ball that gets by Prime. And everyone's safe, bases loaded, and still no 1 out.
That ball hit really, really hard by Stevie. Corral had to make a backhanded play going to his right. Ball kind of jumped up on him a little bit. Wilkerson hustles down the line, and the man you want up with runners on base is the man the Dogs have up with runners on base.
And how poetic, the man who hit a grand slam takes it off the end of his glove. And here's a mound visit. Juan Rodriguez, the pitching coach, he's got a conference with Kowalczyk, who's gearing up to face Danny Mars.
Sam, just another Milkmen Dogs baseball game, right? I mean,
these things are crazy.
They really are. I mean, this reminds me of the Red Sox and Yankees games from the early 2000s that all would end up 12-10 and would go 4.5 hours. It's kind of what we're getting here tonight.
And it's fun stuff. It is fun stuff, whichever side of this you're on. Whether you're watching as a Milwaukee fan, a Chicago fan, or just appreciating the game, you got to enjoy it. It's been great to bring it to you. The bases are loaded for the Dogs. No one's out. And their RBI leader, Danny Mars, is at the dish.
Danny 3 for 9 on the season with the bases loaded with 5 runs knocked in.
He's got that one hit tonight. Danny Mars, the second-year Dog with the bases juiced and no one out. Remember, the Dogs' one walk-off this season was against this same pitcher, Kowalczyk. Mars takes one, ball one. And when Kowalczyk gave up the walk-off, it was on a walk. So Dogs might want to be patient.
Literal walk-off walk.
The most intense yet anticlimactic play
it
in
really
baseball.
is, because he literally has to jog down to first base and touch first base before it's officially over.
Mars crushes it to right field, and it's down. Lidge scores, and here comes Casey Hobson. We're tied at 9. The Dogs are fired up, thanks to the spaceman.
This is the guy the Dogs want up with runners on base, and he continues to deliver for Butch Hobson and the Chicago Dogs. The winning run, 90 feet away. And Sam, can't underestimate the impact of Mason Davis being thrown out of this game in the 9th inning, has had here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And now an intentional walk. So Grant Kay, with runners at the corners, gets walked to bring up Connor Kopech, who has a home run 3 nights in a row. But this is just to get a force at any base.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the right move, but it feels weird to walk Grant Kay to bring up somebody who has a home run, a double, and 3 RBIs on the night.
This is what Kopech did in the 8th.
At the time, we thought it was just an insurance run.
9-9 in the 9th. And strike one with the bases loaded. When Kopech hit that home run, it made it 7-5 Dogs. Grand slam for Corral Prime made it 9-7 Milkmen. And thanks to Danny Mars, we're tied at 9. So at the point now where anything for Kopech would win it.
Yep, Connor down 0-2 here. You just want to get something deep. You can see the infield's all the way in. The outfield is all the way in. Just get something deep into the outfield.
He swings and misses for strike 3. So Kowalczyk dials up the heat for the first out.
And he came right at Connor. 1-2-3, throws the high fastball by him. Now Kaz can be the hero.
Kaz Canella, 2 hits tonight for the Dogs' 9-hitter.
He's had some good at-bats, though. A couple of singles. His last at-bat hit the ball pretty well out to center field. Here's another one of those right here.
He stings it foul to the right. Kaz Cannella, a second-year dog, has Charlie Tilson on deck right behind him. Bases are loaded, so there's a force at any base. A ground ball could induce a double play. And Cannella takes a strike, 0-2. Kowalczyk last night, he was tough as nails in the 10th inning. Struck out 3 to give the Milkmen an 8-6 win. Now a night later, more high leverage pitching. That's ball 1.
Kaz Cannella this year, Sam, with the bases loaded, 3 for 4.
Oh, you'll take those numbers.
Take those numbers.
That's the reason we're tied. Danny Mars with a double. He's at second. Bases loaded. Cannella just got a piece, a foul tip.
Yeah, so Kowalczyk really kind of bearing down here after a couple of singles, an intentional walk, strikes out Kopech on 3 pitches, coming right at Cannella here as well.
That could be the winning run. It's at third, it's Stevie Wilkerson. What an instant classic here in Rosemont. The 1-2. Cannella fouls again. Solid at bat.
Yeah, he's putting together a couple of decent at bats here tonight, getting the bat on the ball, and that's really all you're looking for at this point. You don't want to strike out, get the bat on the ball, try to put it in play, and then let the dog's speed kind of take it from there.
Bases loaded, 2 strikes. Cannella pops it foul again. That's 4 in a row.
Hoping that Kowalczyk leaves something over the plate, and you can drive it out to the outfield, because those outfielders are all playing super shallow, so it's not going to take a super deep fly ball to get it over one of their heads.
And again, he swings and misses. A strikeout for Kowalczyk.
Yeah, he went back upstairs on Kaz just like he did with Kopech in the last at bat and throws the fastball past him.
The agony of the strikeout.
And that's frustrating if you're Cannella, because he had a good at bat there, was able to foul off 4 or 5 consecutive pitches, and Kowalczyk able to win that battle. So it's going to come down to Charlie Tilson.
It's a good guy to have up.
Yeah, no doubt.
3-year veteran of the big leagues with the bases loaded. He fouls the first pitch. So the Dogs had the bases loaded and no one out, tied at 9. Kowalczyk struck out Kopech, struck out Cannella, but Charlie Tilson doesn't go down easy. Certainly not tonight. He has 3 hits in 5 tries. He punches it foul, and Kowalczyk has him 1 strike away from extras.
It'd be impressive if Kowalczyk's able to work himself out of this jam at 9-9.
9-9 in the 9th. Too good in this rivalry battle. And a big 0-2. A foul keeps it going. Dogs have worked some really tough at-bats, even in the strikeouts.
And that's what they do. They go up there and Dogs do strike out a lot, but that's what happens when you take a lot of pitches. When you work deep into the count, you're going to strike out a lot. You're going to draw a lot of walks, but you're also going to strike out a lot. So it's just more of what we've come to expect from them over the course of the year.
The 0-2. Tilson, a piece. Keeps working it. 3-year veteran of the big leagues and a 12th year pro. If you're the Dogs, this is who you want right here, right now.
Yep, the Dogs have got their leadoff man at the dish with the bases loaded. big league experience. No situation too big for him. Use whatever cliche you want, but he's comfortable up there, even with an 0-2 count and 2 outs in the ninth.
The pitch, he chops it. Tough play for Setio, who throws to first and sends us 2 extras. Well, you didn't think it was going to be easy, did ya? Let's go to the 10th, free baseball for the second straight night.